Tiffany had always been an adventurous person, constantly seeking new experiences and challenges. So when she decided to travel to a foreign country for her summer vacation, she knew she wanted something different than the usual tourist destinations. That's when she discovered Airbnb, an online platform that allowed travelers to rent unique accommodations around the world. After hours of scrolling through listings, Tiffany stumbled upon a charming cottage nestled deep within the countryside. The photos showcased a picturesque setting, surrounded by lush green fields and tall trees. It seemed like the perfect place for a peaceful retreat. Excitement filled Tiffany as she quickly booked the cottage for a week-long stay. Upon arrival, Tiffany was greeted by a friendly host named Laura. Laura seemed warm and welcoming, providing Tiffany with a tour of the cottage. The interior matched the beauty of the surroundings: cozy furniture, rustic decor, and large windows offering breathtaking views. It was everything Tiffany had hoped for. As the days went by, Tiffany couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. She would occasionally hear strange noises at night, like footsteps outside her door or soft whispers carried by the wind. Yet, every time she investigated, she found nothing out of the ordinary. Laura assured her that it was just the sounds of nature playing tricks on her mind. One evening, Tiffany decided to explore the nearby village. She struck up a conversation with some locals at a quaint cafe, sharing her experiences at the cottage. To her surprise, they seemed hesitant and exchanged concerned glances. Sensing her curiosity, one of them leaned closer and whispered a shocking revelation. "This place has a dark history, Tiffany," the local whispered. "Several years ago, there was a series of mysterious disappearances in the area. People would rent the cottage, but they were never seen again." Tiffany's heart raced as she absorbed the information. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. How could such a beautiful place be connected to something so sinister? That night, Tiffany couldn't sleep. She lay awake, listening to every creak and rustle, wondering if she was being watched. The once charming cottage now felt like a cage, suffocating her with fear. As the days passed, the sense of unease grew stronger. Tiffany became convinced that she was being followed, though she never caught sight of anyone. Paranoia gripped her, and she started questioning her own sanity. She couldn't trust anyone, not even Laura, the seemingly kind host. Desperate for answers, Tiffany began researching the cottage's history. She dug through local archives, newspaper clippings, and even reached out to the authorities. What she uncovered sent chills down her spine. The cottage had indeed been the site of a series of unexplained disappearances. The cases remained unsolved, haunting the community to this day. Rumors of foul play, hidden passageways, and secret chambers swirled around, adding to the chilling atmosphere. Tiffany's determination to uncover the truth overpowered her fear. She resolved to document everything, vowing to expose the secrets hidden within the cottage's walls. With her camera in hand and nerves of steel, she embarked on a journey that would test her limits and reveal the terrifying truth. Armed with her camera and an unwavering resolve, Tiffany delved deeper into the mystery surrounding the cottage. She scoured every corner, examining every nook and cranny for any hidden clues. The once charming surroundings now seemed shrouded in an eerie aura, as if the very air held secrets. One night, while meticulously searching through a dusty attic, Tiffany stumbled upon an old diary. Its pages were worn and yellowed with age. Intrigued, she carefully opened it, hoping to find answers. The diary belonged to a previous tenant, a woman named Elizabeth. Her entries were filled with cryptic descriptions of strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena that she experienced during her stay at the cottage. Elizabeth wrote of whispers echoing through the walls, doors opening and closing on their own, and a pervasive feeling of being watched. Tiffany's heart raced as she read on. Elizabeth's final entry sent shivers down her spine. It described a horrifying encounter with an entity she believed to be the cause of the disappearances. Elizabeth vowed to leave the cottage and warn others, but her fate remained unknown. Determined to follow in Elizabeth's footsteps, Tiffany sought out the locals who had shared their concerns with her earlier. They revealed that the disappearances had stopped when the cottage was temporarily closed for renovations. Suspicion fell on Laura, the seemingly innocent host who had welcomed Tiffany with open arms. Tiffany confronted Laura, demanding the truth. Laura's demeanor changed instantly, her friendly facade crumbling. With a sinister smile, she admitted to orchestrating the disappearances, luring unsuspecting travelers to the cottage. Laura was a master manipulator, using Erm to prey on adventurous souls like Tiffany. In a chilling confession, Laura revealed her motive, a dark obsession with immortality. She believed that by sacrificing innocent lives, she could gain eternal life herself. Tiffany recoiled in horror, her blood running cold. Laura's sickening deeds had turned the beautiful cottage into a chamber of nightmares. Cornered, Tiffany fought back with every ounce of strength she had left. In a desperate struggle, she managed to escape Laura's clutches, racing through the labyrinthine hallways of the cottage. The chase led them to a hidden basement, where Tiffany discovered the remains of Laura's victims, an altar adorned with bones and macabre symbols. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, Tiffany mustered the courage to confront Laura one final time. In a battle of wills, she fought to protect her own life and those of Laura's potential future victims. Finally, Tiffany managed to overpower Laura, subduing her until the authorities arrived. The reign of terror orchestrated by the deranged host came to an end, and the truth behind the cottage's dark history was exposed to the world. Though traumatized, Tiffany emerged from a horrifying ordeal stronger than ever. She became an advocate for Erm's safety, urging travelers to be cautious and vigilant when booking accommodations. Her harrowing experience served as a reminder that even in the most idyllic settings, evil can lurk, hidden beneath a facade of hospitality. Donnie was an adventurous traveler who loved exploring new places. He had heard countless stories about unique experiences people had while staying at Erm accommodations, and he decided to give it a try during his next vacation. Little did he know that this particular Erm experience would turn out to be more terrifying than he could have ever imagined. After browsing through various listings, Donnie found a charming cottage nestled deep within the woods. The photos showcased a cozy interior and breathtaking views, making it the perfect retreat for someone seeking tranquility. Without hesitation, he booked his stay for a week. As Donnie arrived at the address, he couldn't help but notice how isolated the cottage was. It stood alone, surrounded by dense trees that seemed to loom over the property. He pushed aside any thoughts of unease, attributing them to his overactive imagination. The host, Mr. Reynolds, greeted Donnie with a smile, but there was something unsettling about his eyes. They appeared cold and distant, making Donnie feel a shiver run down his spine. However, he brushed it off, convinced it was just a trick of the light. The first few days at the cottage were peaceful. Donnie enjoyed the serenity of nature, going on long walks and immersing himself in the beauty of the surroundings. But as the week progressed, strange occurrences began to unfold. Late one night, Donnie woke up to the sound of footsteps outside his bedroom. He dismissed it as his imagination playing tricks on him until he heard whispers echoing through the halls. Fear crept over him, and he decided to investigate. He followed the eerie voices, which led him to a locked room in the attic. Curiosity got the better of him, and he managed to pick the lock. As the door creaked open, a chilling draft swept through the room. Inside, he found a collection of old photographs, each depicting different people who had stayed at the cottage. Donnie's heart raced as he noticed a pattern. Every photo featured guests who had vanished without a trace. Panic consumed him, and he realized he might be the next victim. He hurriedly packed his belongings, determined to leave before it was too late. Just as he was about to flee, Mr. Reynolds appeared in the doorway, wearing a sinister grin. Donnie's blood ran cold, realizing he had fallen into a trap. Mr. Reynolds revealed his true intentions, luring unsuspecting guests to the cottage only to ensure they would never leave. Desperation fueled Donnie's fight for survival as he dodged Mr. Reynolds' attempts to capture him. In the darkness of the night, He managed to escape the clutches of the deranged host and ran through the woods, guided only by the pale moonlight. Exhausted and terrified, Donnie stumbled upon a nearby road where a passing car stopped to offer him help. He quickly explained the horrors he had experienced, and the driver, sensing his genuine fear, agreed to take him to the nearest police station. Donnie's tale of survival left the authorities stunned. A thorough investigation was launched into the cottage and its host, revealing a history of disappearances and unsolved cases. Mr. Reynolds was eventually apprehended and brought to justice for his heinous crimes. Though Donnie managed to escape with his life, the horrors he endured haunted him for years to come. The errand experience that was meant to be an exciting adventure had turned into a nightmare he would never forget. In the aftermath of his harrowing experience, Donnie struggled to regain a sense of normalcy. The traumatic events at the cottage had left deep emotional scars, causing him to question his trust in others and his own judgment. He sought therapy to help him process the trauma and slowly began to rebuild his life. The news of Mr. Reynolds' capture and the exposure of his crimes sent shockwaves through the Arab community. People became more cautious when booking accommodations, and the platform implemented stricter background checks for hosts. Donnie's story served as a cautionary tale, reminding others of the potential dangers that could lurk behind seemingly idyllic listings. Over time, Donnie's resilience and determination allowed him to heal, though the memories of that fateful week never completely faded. He became an advocate for safety measures within the vacation rental industry, working with organizations to raise awareness about guest safety and encouraging platforms to prioritize security protocols. Despite the darkness he had endured, Donnie found solace in using his experience to help others. He dedicated himself to supporting fellow survivors and became an active participant in support groups for victims of crimes and trauma. Through sharing his story, he inspired others to find strength and seek justice. As the years passed, Donnie's courage and resilience propelled him forward. He focused on rebuilding his life, pursuing new passions, and forming meaningful connections with people who understood and supported him. Though scared, he refused to let fear dictate his future. Donnie's journey was not without its challenges, but he learned to embrace the power of resilience and the importance of trusting his instincts. He vowed to continue raising awareness about safety in the sharing economy and to advocate for better regulations to protect travelers. The Airbnb incident remained a defining chapter in Donnie's life, but it did not define him. He grew stronger, wiser, and more compassionate as he channeled his experiences into making a positive impact in the world.